Why? When my parents already kicked me out of the Petersons' house all just because of I'm making Molly Peterson's situations worse by calling Molly Peterson a quote-unquote a football head, when I was the right to calling my sister Molly a football head whatever the hell I want to. Even worse for me? Now the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded series is now popular in Ramadan this year thanks to both Mike Animate and Andrew Tang. I had enough of this bullcrap. I was using my ninjutsu first to teleport to the Petersons' house when my parents was gone for a while on that house. After that, I will make a whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang for being the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys. Wait a second. Using my ninjutsu first to teleport to the Petersons' house when my parents was gone for a while on that house and make a whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang for being the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys? That gave me a plan now. I was using my ninjutsu first to teleport to the Petersons' house when my parents was gone for a while on that house. After that, I will make a whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang with my own reason that I hate Andrew Tang for being the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys. That will teach him a lesson for becoming the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fan brats. Ha 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 ha. Well, I would use my teleporting jutsu to teleport to the Petersons' house in 3, 2, 1, and now, body flicker technique. Teleportation jutsu.
Wait, what? Someone just using the ninjutsu to teleport to someone's house?
There you go. I am now in the Petersons' house. But the good thing's that my parents isn't here yet. So, I will make the whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang with my own reason that why I hate him for being the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fan brats. Alright? And now I'm in the Peterson house. I'm going to make the whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys fan brats with my own reason why I despise him with a burning passion to give him a massive hateum by myself. Let's do this right now. Ha 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 ha. Hello peeps. Here's Victoria Peterson here. I will make the whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang, aka the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys. And if you like this users, then I suggest you all to not trust, support, give him a shootout, or forgive him anyways. And to all of you, don't you think about saying, I can handle with your thoughts on Andrew Tang excuse, so you can like this users. And give this users a shout out for no reason at all. Because if I'm like to bashing you guys thoughts more than handling you guys thoughts on the stuff which you guys like or hate. But anyways, let's get started with the truth videos out of Andrew Tang. Shall we? Where to start up with? Oh, Andrew Tang is nothing but the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys fan brats. He's making grounded videos out of me and the Sweet Girls for no goddamn reason at all.
What the heck, boys? Me and the Sweet Girls doesn't deserve to get grounded at all. That proves that you're becoming a fan brats of mine and my friends is grounded butlers fan brats for doing that crap.
Well, his talking about videos are nothing but a thing to stop thing that I am like it so much. For example, he makes a videos where he's talking about stealing food jokes posts and he claims that the stealing food jokes posts are not funny. Bruh. Really right now, Andrew? Stealing food jokes posts are so much funny in my thoughts. So deal with the people posting and sharing the stealing food jokes posts. Another example that is he makes the videos where he's who are attacking users over someone or something they like or dislike. Example. He told people to stop attacking Mike Animate and some other people who are making the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded videos on that videos. Like bruh. Seriously, Andrew Tang? People have the rights to attack the Sweet Girls haters whatever the hell they want to. Plus, you are not their boss. This proof that you are a huge Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fan brats for making that useless talk about advice message videos. Another example of that he makes another dumb best talk about advice message videos about people losing their respect on someone over someone feeling suicidal.
Really right now, Andrew? How could you make the best talk videos about people losing their respect on someone over someone feeling suicidal? People have the rights to lose their respect on someone over they are feeling suicidal. Plus, feeling suicidal people must be disrespected, not respecting people feeling suicidal. This is why the and Carlos advice message videos to people who are planning to wish a friend with Sarah a happy 16th birthday, which got interrupted by my sister, Millie Peterson, are so many times better than the dumbass advice message videos.
And not to mention that he also makes a dumb best talk about making avatars when certain users reach a amount of subscribers or views. Like seriously? People have the rights to make people's avatars when certain users reach a amount of subscribers or views whatever they want to. Like I've said before, you're not the boss of people's here. Oh. About faking making his avatar for someone's birthday. He makes a videos where he's faked making and showing his avatar for Princess Neon Star Heart 2007's 15th birthday, and use the psych and the early April Fool Days jokes as an excuse to keep using his normal avatars. Are you serious, Andrew Tang? You know that faking making or showing your avatar for someone's birthday will make you criticized. And you can get arrested for faked making or showing your avatar for someone's birthday. Next time, please showing your avatar for Princess Neon Star Heart 2007's 16th birthday in 2023 or else I will criticize you. Huge time. So, in conclusion, Andrew Tang is nothing but a jerk who wants the stuff that I like needs to stop at all. When in reality, the stuff that I like in the Go Animate Vyond community never ended at all. And he's also the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboy/fan brats, anyways. End of the whole truth videos of Andrew Tang. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. This is me, Victoria Peterson. Over and out, peace to you all.
Alright. Let's see what's new on YouTube right now. Shall we? Wait, what? What is this kind of this videos? Someone makes a whole truth videos out of me and some people will agree with someone who makes the whole truth videos out of me, and they're now starting to make a thoughts changed videos out of me. Let's watch it.
You know what, guys, I have two thoughts changed. First of all, I have no choice but to lose my respect on Andrew Tang. Do you know why? Because of he's the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys. Plus I'm changed my mind. I'm sorry to say this to Sweet Girls haters, but I am afraid that I have to end up my Sweet Girls Karma series because of this. Plus, I might returning my sub special videos because of this as well. And I agree with what Victoria Peterson said on the whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang. Credits goes to her for the whole evidence of Andrew Tang.
Screw it. I have two opinion thoughts changed. The first one is that I'm now losing my trust on Andrew Tang for the rest of my entire life. Do you know why? As you know, he is the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys, and and he's also reducing almost every of our freedom for nothing at all. The second one is that I'm now like the sweet girls again, and I'm now returning my Molly and Timothy's Grounded series because of this. Credits goes to Victoria Peterson for the whole truth and evidence about Andrew Tang. And Victoria, if you are watching this, I'm sorry for making grounded videos out of you back in April 7th this year. Because of you made a good point about the whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang, and I'm now cancelling my Sweet Girls Gets Grounded series because of this as well.
Many thought change videos on Andrew Tang later.
Oh man, I can't believe that people are now liking the Sweet Girls and CPPF 9000 again and hating me for nothing for the rest of their lives for their good. I didn't committing a serious crime in real life to begin with, why have this to happen?
Yes. Finally. Andrew Tang got a hate base. This is what he gets for reducing people's freedom by talking about things that I'm like it so much. Plus, everyone has now turned against him and liking the Sweet Girls again. Let's celebrate it with a dance.
What the? Oh my, Victoria Peterson was the one who gave me a hate dom with an invalid reason. I am calling SB Senior Animator 2K3 to use his ninjutsu to teleport Victoria's parents to the Peterson house.
Back at Victoria Peterson.
Chewing gum hai chappi ja, hand pump hai tappi ja, life da jussa katti ja, fikr kare fukre. दुनिया फिरंग भी स्यापा है, फिक्र ही गम का पापा है, अपना तो बस ये चापा है, फिक्र करे फुकरे। Chewing gum है चप्पी जा, hand pump है तप्पी जा, life दा जूसा कट्टी जा, फिक्र करे फुकरे। कुछ रहने का नहीं लगता, कोई टाइम सो रबा, और भूल फिक्रा है जिकरा तो संग मेरे बोले रिपा।
What the? Mom and Dad? How the heck did you both do the ninjutsu to teleport here? You both didn't understand how to use the ninjutsu to teleport to the another location that you both want to visit yet.
Well, Victoria, we both are teleport here because of SB Senior Animator 2K3 uses his ninjutsu to teleport us here to the Petersons' house, and we have a message to him, saying that you give Andrew Tang a hate dom with a invalid reason on it.
Is this really true? Tell us the truth, right now.
All right. You won. Okay. I can explain this. The reason why I'm give Andrew Tang a hate dom by making the whole truth videos out of him is because he likes the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded series. And I know that he is the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fanboys. And also, I thought that his advice message reduced the people's freedom with the stuff I like it so much. But he didn't really reducing the people's freedom in the Vyond community. I am so sorry, Mom and Dad.
Seriously, Victoria? Why in the world did you give Andrew Tang a hate dom with your invalid reason on it all just because he likes to make grounded videos out of you and the Sweet Girls? Plus, Andrew Tang made very great points and advices to every people in the Vyond community.
Also, Andrew Tang isn't the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded fan brats like you've said it in your whole truth videos out of Andrew Tang. Plus, people have the rights to make the Sweet Girls Gets Grounded series. Because of you and the Sweet Girls are acting like a childish on this year. And for this, you're grounded until the Magrabadhan comes, which is the Ramadan breakfasting. Go upstairs to your room. Right, this instant.